were the worst kids in the whole history of the world. They lied and stole and smoked cigars, even the girls. And they talked dirty and hit little kids and cussed their teachers and took the name of the Lord in vain. And they even set fire to Fred Shoemaker's old broken down schoolhouse.
And that's not all. Somebody sent 5 dozen donuts for the firemen, and the Herdmans ate them all. And what they couldn't eat, they stuffed in their pockets and down the fronts of their shirts.
And they wrote this really, really dirty word on the back of Naomi Waddle's favorite turtle. So now Naomi can't even take it to the YMCA pet show. Her mother won't let her.
What's the word? Oh!
And that's not all. They did it with fluorescent paint so it glows in the dark. When you can't see the turtle, you can still see the word.
And they put a whole bunch of tadpoles in the school drinking fountain. And Miss Barnes swallowed two or three by mistake. Somebody yelled, "Mildred, stop! You're drinking tadpoles!" But it was too late.
Well, did she get sick?
Not right away.
And that's not all. Now I'm going to tell you about the Christmas pageant and what they did to that. There were 6 of them. Ralph, Imogene, Leroy, Claude, Ollie, and Gladys. And they went through the Woodrow Wilson School like those South American fish that strip your bones clean. And they went around town the same way, stealing things and tearing things up and whamming kids. So it was hard to get away from them. There was only one safe place.
Sweet hour of prayer, sweet hour of prayer, because there are no herdmans there. But Jesus loves us, and they say, because he keeps the miles away.
That's my little brother, Charlie. That's what he said when the Sunday school teacher asked what was his favorite thing about church. Charlie said no Herdmans. That made the teacher mad because all the other kids said nice things about God and Jesus and good feelings. But old Charlie told the real truth. No Herdmans.
I don't care what everybody else said. That's what I really thought. All the other stuff is okay. But the real good thing about church is that the Herdmans aren't there. Ever.
That's not a very Christian sentiment, it seems to me.
It's a very practical sentiment. Charlie was black and blue last year because he had to next to Leroy Herdman in school.
Is he the worst one? Leroy?
They're all the worst one.
Ralph's the biggest, so if Ralph...
That doesn't make any difference. Gladys isn't big, but she's fast. And she's mean, and she bites.
I'm sorry I asked. How about you just stay away from all of that?
That's what I said. Stay away from them. Go to church.
I'm glad you feel that way.
Why?
No question this year about the Christmas pageant.
I don't want to be a shepherd again.
Just tell Mrs. Armstrong you want to be a wise man.
I don't want to be in it.
Everybody's in it. Think how I'd feel on Christmas Eve sitting there with my own children in the pageant. Think how your father would feel. You'd feel terrible, wouldn't you, Bob?
Well, actually, I didn't plan to go. You know how crowded it always is. They can use my seat. I'll just stay home, put on my bathrobe, relax. There's never anything different about the Christmas pageant.
Well, there's going to be something different this year.
What?
Charlie's going to win in her bathrobe.
You just thought that up, Grace.
Why don't you be Joseph? Elmer Hopkins would pay you $1 to be Joseph. Elmer's sick of being Joseph all the time just because his father's the minister. Nobody wants to be Joseph.
Nobody wants to be in it.
What are you going to be this year?
I'm always in the angel choir.
Well, why can't Charlie be in the angel choir?
Because I can't sing.
From what I've heard in the past, that's not a serious drawback. Away in the manger always sounds to me like a closet full of mice.
What do you have to wear in the angel choir?
Bed sheets.
Oh boy, some choice. A bathrobe, Or a bed sheet. Come on, let's go watch TV.
No, Mrs. Armstrong's very hard to give everybody a lovely experience.
Oh, Mom, Mrs. Armstrong just likes to run things.
Well, she's right, you know. She directs the pageant, she runs the bazaar, she runs the potluck supper. I bet Helen Armstrong would preach the sermon if everybody would let her.
Is that George Armstrong's wife?
Yes.
Well, maybe she'll try to manage the hospital, because that's where she is. I saw George Armstrong down at the drugstore, and he told me his wife broke his leg. She'll be in traction for 2 weeks, and laid out for the first of the year.
The first of the year, why, we'll have to cancel Christmas.
She's in charge of Christmas?
No, but she's charging the pageant, the potluck supper. I feel bad for Helen, but who's going to do all these things?
Yes, I'll take over the bazaar, Edna, if you'll do the potluck supper. I don't know what in the world to do about the pageant unless... How about Grace?
I just can't, Edna. I've got company over all Christmas week. How about Grace? Hello, Grace. How about Grace? Aw.
What?
I have to run the pageant.
Does that mean I have to go?
Our Christmas pageant isn't what you'd call 4-star entertainment. Mrs. Armstrong breaking her leg was the only unexpected thing that ever happened to it. It's always the same old Christmas story and the same old carols and the same old Mary and Joseph. And that's what my mother was stuck with. That and Mrs. Armstrong.
Don't let me tell you again, Grace, how important it is to give everyone a chance. Here's what I do. I always start with Mary, and I tell them that we must choose our Mary carefully, because Mary was the mother of Jesus.
I know that, Helen.
Yes, and then I talk about Joseph, that he was God's choice to be Jesus' father. That's how I explain that.
I thought Mrs. Armstrong was supposed to be in traction. How could she talk like that when she's in traction?
What do you think traction is?
Like when they put you to sleep?
No such luck. That's only salt and pepper and napkins.
And I tell them there are no small parts, only small actors.
You will leave some for the rest of us, won't you, Charlie?
I'm hungry. The Herdmans stole our lunch again.
How can you let him do that to you, day after day?
How can I stop him? Where's the chicken?
Grace, where's the chicken?
It's still in the oven.
I'll get it.
And Grace, you'll have to get someone to push the baby angels on. Otherwise, they'll get in each other's way and bend their wings. Bob could do that. And he could keep an eye on the shepherds, too. And, oh, he could also fix out the props and help the shepherds get their costumes on. And
Helen, there's
he could
someone at the door.
get
I have to go.
on-
There's someone at my door.
Oh, he could do awesome.
I'm
Any
coming.
other
I'm
thing.
coming.
Hey, lady, can you give me some supper? I haven't had a square meal in 3 days.
Oh, for heaven's sakes, it's you.
I was very lonely at the table.
Well, apparently Helen's very lonely at the hospital.
Not as long as the telephones are working.
I bet you told you about no small parts, only small actors.
And getting someone to push the baby angels on stage and making the shepherds shut up.
Yes, she suggested your father.
Does that mean I have to go?
And Grace, you'll have to get some babies. Maybe only get 2, but maybe just get a quiet one, or just get a few, just in case if one gets fussy, you can always switch them.
My mother didn't pay much attention to Mrs. Armstrong. She said that Mrs. Armstrong was stuck in the hospital with nothing to do but think up problems, and there weren't going to be any problems. Of course, Mother didn't count on the Herdmans. That was Charlie's fault.
Hey, Leroy, give me back my lunch.
Get here.
You stole my dessert again.
How do you know?
Because it isn't here.
What was it?
2 Twinkies.
That's right. That's what it was.
Hey, Leroy, you think you're so great for stealing my dessert every day. And you know what? I don't care if you steal my dessert. I'll even give you my dessert. I get all the dessert I want in Sunday school.
Oh yeah? What kind?
All kinds. Chocolate cake and candy bars and Twinkies and Big Wheels. We get refreshments all the time, all we want.
You're a liar.
And Snickers and Reese's and...
Who gives it to you?
The minister.
Why? Is he crazy?
No. I think he's rich.
Just in time to hear about the Christmas pageant.
What's a pageant?
It's a play.
Like on TV? What's it about?
It's about Jesus.
Everything here is.
And it's about Mary. Mostly, it's about Mary.
Who's Mary?
I am. Well, probably I am. I know the part.
Come on, Beth. Charlie, you and David come. Now quiet down now. Everybody settle down. Stay quiet. Don't take very long. Oh, please quiet down. Now, today we will assign the roles for our Christmas pageant. But of course, everybody will have an important part to play. You know, Mrs. Armstrong always says, there are no small parts, only small actors.
That's what she always says, but she never says what it means.
Don't you know what it means?
I know what it means. It means that the short kids have to be in the front row of the angel choir, or else nobody can see them.
Well, not exactly. It really means that even the littlest baby angel is just as important as Mary.
I don't think anyone is as important as Mary.
Well, naturally, that's what you think, Alice. I think Jesus is more important.
I still think it means that the short kids have to be in the front row.
Girls, girls, girls. It means that everybody is important. Mary, Jesus, and the short kids. Now, is everybody here? Beverly, would you please step out in the hall and see if anybody else is coming? Now, you little children will be in our angel choir. From the angel choir, when you said, anything an old woman home, that would be great. What's the matter? Oh, well, let's just make some room for the Herdmans. Now, where's Beverly?
I think she went home. I think she went out sick.
Did she say she was sick?
She just left. All I did was, I just said, hi Beverly, and she just left.
I see. Well, will somebody please tell Beverly what time the rehearsals are? Wednesdays at 6:30. Plan to be here for everyone.
Well, what if we get sick?
You won't get sick. Of course, Mary and Joseph must absolutely come to every rehearsals.
What if they get sick?
You won't get sick either, Elmer.
Well, Beverly got sick and we haven't even started yet.
We don't know that Beverly got sick. Now, I want you to think about Mary. Think about the kind of person Mary was. She was kind and sweet and gentle, and the girl who plays Mary has to be that kind of person. Now, who would like to volunteer?
Ahem.
Yes, Imogene, do you have a question?
No, I want to be Mary. And Ralph over there, he wants to be Joseph.
Yeah, right.
Well, I'll just make a list for these parts, and we'll decide afterward. Ralph Herdman. All right, who else would like to be Joseph? Albert, did you raise your hand?
No.
Just raise your hands, anybody. Any of you shepherds? Very well. Ralph Herdman will be our Joseph, and Imogene has volunteered to be Mary. I'll just write that down. What other names can I put on my list? Janet? Roberta? Alice, don't you want to volunteer?
No, I don't want to.
I'll be Mary. Shut up, Gladys. I'm already married. You be a wise man.
Well, the wise men are usually boys.
I'll be a wise man. Me too. Come on, you want to be wise man? Raise your hand.
What's a wise man? Just raise your hand.
Let's let this be some angel. I'll be that. What is it?
The angel of the Lord comes and brings the good news to the shepherds. There, now we do have some volunteers. Yes, Hobby, would you like to be a shepherd?
No, I just wanted to say, I can't be a shepherd. My family's going to Philadelphia.
Why didn't you say that before?
I just remembered.
David,
My mom doesn't want me to be a shepherd.
why not?
I don't know, she just said, don't be a shepherd.
I'm not gonna be a shepherd.
Oh, yes, you are. Now, what is the matter with all of you?
Well, I don't want to be a shepherd. Gladys Herdman hits too hard.
Well, Gladys isn't going to take anybody. The angel of the Lord just comes down and brings the good news to the shepherds.
And hits them.
That is ridiculous. I do not want to hear another word about it. No shepherds may quit or get sick. Now, that's all for today, boys and girls. We're not going to practice until 6:30 after school.
Mary in this Christmas pageant. And if you open your mouth or raise your hand, you'll wish you didn't. And I said, I'm always Mary in this Christmas pageant. And she said, go ahead then. And next spring, when the pussy willows come out, I'll stick a pussy willow so far down your ear that nobody can reach it. And it'll sprout there and grow and grow. And for the rest of your life, you'll have a pussy willow bush growing out of your ear.
You know she wouldn't do that.
She would too! Herdmans will do anything. You just watch. They'll do something terrible and ruin the whole pageant. And it's all your mother's fault.
Jane, Emma McCarthy, did you hear about that? Well, it must be Grace's fault. How else would the 6 of them end up in the Christmas pageant when they ought to be in jail?
Vera Ermaslogo, I just heard that Imogene Herdman is going to be Mary in the Christmas pageant. Is that a fact? All 6 of them? Vera, I live next door to that outfit, and I'd rather live next door to the zoo. Has Grace gone crazy?
Imogene Herdman? What kind of child is that to be Mary, the mother of Jesus? Where is Reverend Hopkins, I'd like to know? He was what? Visiting shut-ins? Well, I'm a shut-in and he wasn't visiting me!
I said, Grace, we won't let them hand out programs at the door. But she said we never have programs for the pageant. But I said we should.
Better lock down the church and lock up the silver service and hide the collection plates before they clean them out.
What was the matter with Grace? Couldn't she have sent them away? Tell them to go home? I feel responsible. If I had been up and around, this never would have happened.
If I had been up and around, this never would have happened. But let me tell you.
Don't tell me. I'm on your side. The car's over there.
Helen Armstrong isn't the only woman in the world who can run a Christmas pageant. I made up my mind to do the very best I could under the circumstances, and now I'm going to make this the best Christmas pageant we've ever had. And I'm going to do it with the Herdmans. After all, they raised their hands when nobody else did, and I don't even care.
Good for you, Grace. Car's this way.
And you're going to help me.
Does that mean?
You have to go.
Anyway,
What's an inn? It's like a motel where people go to spend the night.
what people? Jesus?
Oh, honestly, Jesus wasn't even born yet. Mary and Joseph went there.
Why?
To pay their taxes.
At a motel?
Shut up, Ollie. Everybody shut up. I want to hear her. Begin at the beginning.
The beginning?
The beginning of the play. What happened first?
Imogene, this is the Christmas story from the Bible. Haven't you ever heard the Christmas story from the Bible? Well, that's what this play is, so I guess I better read it to you.
I don't believe that, do you? That they never heard the Christmas story?
Why not? They don't even know what a Bible is, and they've never gone to church in their whole lives till your dumb brother told them we got refreshments. Now we have to waste all this time for nothing.
All right now. There went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that the whole world should be taxed. And Joseph went up from Galilee with Mary, his wife being great with child.
Pregnant? She was pregnant!
All right, we all know that Mary was pregnant. And it came to pass that the days were accomplished that she should be delivered, and she gave birth to her firstborn son.
I don't think it's very nice to call Mary pregnant.
Well, she was pregnant.
I don't think your mother should call Mary pregnant. It's better to say, great with child. I'm not supposed to talk about people being pregnant, especially in church.
And wrapped him in swaddling clothes and laid him in a manger, for there was no room for them in the inn.
My God! They didn't have room for Jesus?
Well, nobody knew the baby was going to be Jesus.
Didn't Mary know? Didn't he know?
with Joseph that he didn't tell them? Her pregnant and everything.
What's the manger? Some kind of bed?
Well, Mary didn't have a bed for the baby, so she had to use whatever she had. What did you do? You had a new baby, no place to put the baby.
We put Gladys in a bureau drawer.
Well, there you have it. You didn't have a bed for Gladys, so you had to use something else.
Oh, we had a bed. Only Ollie was doing it. He wouldn't get out. He didn't really like Gladys. Remember I didn't like Gladys?
It was pretty smart of Ollie not to like Gladys right off the bat.
Anyway, a manger is a large like feeding trough for animals.
What were the wadded up clothes?
The what?
She wrapped them in wadded up clothes.
Swaddling clothes. People used to wrap up babies in big pieces of material to make them feel cozy.
They tied him up and put him in a feed box? Where was the child's welfare?
The child welfare's at our house every 5 minutes.
There wasn't any child welfare in Bethlehem. I'll say there wasn't.
And there were shepherds keeping watch over their flocks by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord.
Shazam! Out of the black night, with horrible vengeance, the mighty Marvo.
I don't know what you're talking about, Gladys.
The mighty Marvo in Amazing Comics. Out of the black night, with horrible vengeance.
This is the angel of the Lord who comes and brings the good news to the shepherds.
Out of nowhere, right? In the black night, right?
Well, in a way.
Shazam!
And when the baby was born, there came wise men from the east, bearing gifts of gold and frankincense.
What's
and
that?
myrrh.
What's that?
They were special things, spices and precious oils.
Oil? What kind of a present is oil? We get better presents from the welfare.
Was they the welfare? The wise men?
They were kings, and they were.
Well, it's about time somebody important got there. If they're kings, they can get the baby out of the barn and tell the innkeeper where to get off.
They were kings, and they were sent from Herod, who, well, he was the main king, and he wanted to find Jesus and have him put to death.
My God! He just got born! They gonna kill a baby?
Who's Herod in this play?
There is no Herod in this play.
He's out to kill the baby, and he's doing it in the play?
Well, somebody better be Herod. Let Charlie be Herod. And he says, go get me that baby. And they say okay, because he's a king and all.
But then they don't. They go back, they get Herod.
Yeah!
I'm not gonna be Herod.
No one.
No. Joseph, he rounds up the shepherds, and they go right back Herod.
See, they're gonna put one in, and it's gonna be me, and I'll get killed.
Forget about Herod. There is no Herod.
And I run away with the baby because the fight's over.
I go after Herod.
I said the ain't after him. So you didn't point your electric finger at him and zap into a pile of ashes.
Yeah!
What's this play anyway? It's never said. It's a Christmas pageant. It's not the name, dummy. That's what it is. Shut up.
I know a name. It should be called Revenge at Bethlehem.
Revenge at Bethlehem. The Herdmans thought the Christmas story came right out of the FBI files. Well, at least they picked out the right villain. It was Herod they wanted to gang up on, and not the baby Jesus. But the baby Jesus quit the pageant anyway. It was supposed to be Eugene Slocum, but Mrs. Slocum said she wasn't going to let Imogene Herdman get her hands on him. So we didn't have a baby Jesus, and that bothered my mother. She kept trying to scratch up a baby, even at the last rehearsal. What did you keep writing in that book?
It's like a diary.
It is not. It's all about the Herdmans. Imogene curses and swears all the time. Ralph talks about dirty things. Mrs. Bradley called Mary pregnant. Gladys drinks communion wine. Isn't wine? It's grape juice.
I don't care what it is. She drinks it. I've seen her 3 times with her mouth all purple. They steal too. If you shake the birthday bake, it doesn't make a sound because they stole all the pennies out of it. And every time you go in the ladies' room, the whole air is blue. And Imogene Herdman is sitting there in the Mary costume, smoking cigars.
And you wrote all this down? What for?
For my
I guess this is your dress rehearsal?
Well, it's supposed to be. Oh, and didn't I hear that your niece had a baby a month or so ago? A little girl? Yeah, she's 5. Well, I was just wondering if I would just call up your niece and maybe ask if I could borrow.
Grace, no. I could make up some lie and say that the baby's sick or cranky or something. But the truth is that she's perfectly happy and healthy and beautiful. And we all want her to stay that way. So we're certainly not going to hand her over to Imogene Herdman. Sorry, Grace.
Mrs. Brownlee, Mrs. Brownlee, you could have my little brother for Jesus.
I didn't know you had a new baby, David.
Well, he's not new. He's 4 years old, but he's double jointed, so he could probably scrunch up.
Well, I don't think that.
I'll get us a baby.
How can you do that?
There's always 2 or 3 babies in carriages outside the supermarket. I'll get one of them.
Imogene, you can't just walk up to somebody's baby. Forget about the baby. We'll just use the doll.
Yeah, that's better anyway. The doll can bite you.
And Imogene, you know, Mary didn't wear earrings.
I have to wear these. I just got my ears pierced, and if I don't keep something in them, they'll grow together.
Well, they won't grow together in an hour and a half. What did the doctor tell you to do?
What doctor?
Well, who pierced your ears?
Gladys.
She probably did it with an ice pick. I'll bet Imogene's ears turn black and fall off.
Well, we'll just find something smaller. Now, is that your costume? Is that what you're going to wear? You're all supposed to be in costume today.
I can't find my halo. My wings got all bent. Janet's got my robe. My mommy doesn't have any white sheets. Can I wear a sheet with balloons on it?
I haven't been a shepherd before. I don't have the costume.
You have to wear your father's bathrobe. That's what I have to do.
He hasn't got one.
What does he hang around the house in?
His underwear.
All right, let's just pretend you're in costume.
Are we going through the whole thing?
Yes, of course. But first, we're going to start with the entrances and with the shepherds. Go to your entrance. Just read the last few words, Maxine.
And there's shepherds keeping watch of their flocks by night.
Music, shepherds.
And an angel of the
Shazam!
No!
Just keep going, Maxine.
And there is a multitude of the heavenly host.
Music, angels.
And there came wise men from the east to worship them.
Music, wise men.
I've got the baby here. Don't touch him. I named him Jesus.
No.
Give it back. Let go. Let go.
Great, a lovely picture for us to look at Christmas and think about what it means. Now put the doll back.
I don't agree to say anything. Some angel tells me what to call the baby. I was named him Bill.
What a terrible thing to say!
What angel was that? There was angels all over the place. Was that Gladys?
No, Gladys was the one who brought the good news to the shepherds.
Yeah! Unto you a child is born!
Unto me, not them, me. I'm the one with the baby.
No. That just means that Jesus was born for everybody. Unto all of us a child was born.
Why didn't Mary get to name her own baby? What did that angel do? Just walk up and say, name him Jesus?
Yes.
I know what the angel said. She said, he shall be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace.
My God, he'd never get out of the first grade if he had to write all of that. My doll!
Mrs. Bradley, what did I do? Should I start over?
5 minutes, Maxine. 5 minutes.
We never did start over, and we never did go through the whole thing. The 5 minutes turned into 15 minutes, and Imogene Herdman spent the whole time smoking cigars in the ladies' room. Then Mrs. McCarthy went to the ladies' room and saw all the smoke and called the fire department. And they came right away.
Fire! There's a fire!
Get down!
fire to put out. But the only one they found was in the kitchen. All the applesauce cake burned up. Of course, all the ladies were mad about that, and Mrs. McCarthy was mad, and my mother was mad.
Why in the world did you call the fire department about a little smoke?
It was a lot of smoke. The ladies' room was full of thick smoke.
It couldn't have been. You just got excited. Now look at the place. There's baby angels crying and shepherds climbing all over the neighborhood into the fire truck. Didn't you know it was cigar smoke?
No, I didn't know it was cigar smoke. I don't expect to find cigar smoke in the ladies' room of the church.
Alice Wendelkin's mom was mad too, and Reverend Hopkins didn't know what to think.
I've been on the phone all day and I can't make heads or tails of it. Some people say it set fire to the kitchen, some people say it set fire to the ladies' room. And Vera Wendelkin said all they talk about is underwear.
That was Hobby Clark talking about underwear. There's no fire in the kitchen. No fire in the bathroom. Only one in the kitchen where the applesauce cakes burned up.
Well, the whole church is in uproar. Jesus said, "Suffer the children unto me." But I don't think he meant the Herdmans. Don't you think we should cancel the pageant?
But that was Helen Armstrong's idea.
We could blame it on the fire. It would make a great excuse.
But that was Emma McCarthy's idea.
Everyone seems to think it's going to be a...
Disaster? Well, they're wrong. This is going to be the best Christmas pageant we've ever had.
But, Grace, I don't think anyone will come this year.
I didn't think so either, and neither did Charlie. But we were wrong. On Christmas Eve, the church was packed. Everybody came to see what the Herdmans would do.
Ow!
Let me turn the lights on. Now watch your step.
I can't even see where I'm going. I don't know what in the world you expect me to do at this thing.
I thought it might look like a palm tree. I see now that it doesn't. Oh, I don't know what's going to happen tonight. We've never once gone through the whole thing, and the Herdmans still think it's some sort of spy story. Maybe the first Christmas pageant in history where Joseph and the wise men get in a fight and Mary runs away with the baby. Now, where are the kids?
All the kids in the world are down in the basement playing on bed sheets.
I mean, our kids.
Oh, we're here.
Well, it's getting late. Go get your costumes on.
It's going to be just awful. They look like trick or treat, all dirty and fastened together with safety pins and wearing their moldy old sneakers. Mary and Joseph, they look like refugees or something.
Well, that's what they were, Mary and Joseph. They were refugees in a way. They were a long way from home. They didn't know about anybody. They didn't have any place to stay. They were probably cold and hungry and tired. And messy.
I don't know about cold and hungry, but they sure are messy.
Oh dear. Do you think I should?
I think you worry too much. Now I'm going to push baby angels on stage, and then I'm going to hand out shepherd's books, and then I'm going to push them on stage. When do I do all that?
Just follow this script.
Baby angels, shepherds, wise men. It doesn't say here where the firemen come in. Just kidding.
Gladys, what is your halo?
Our cat, very good. Listen, I think I ought to say something besides the baby cake. Why would they got up and tear off after some baby they don't even know? I ought to tell them it's Jesus, and I ought to tell them where he is.
No, Gladys. All you say is unto you a child is born. That's all you say. Now, everyone, go back stage and try to keep quiet. Good luck.
Mrs. Bradley, Astor's not say good luck. After she break a leg.
Break your leg!
For those of you who don't know what that means, that just means good luck. That doesn't mean break a leg or anybody else's. Imogene, try to remember that this is a baby, and tonight it's the baby Jesus.
Augustus, a decree went out that all the world should be taxed. And Joseph also went into Bethlehem and married his wife, who was great with child. And while they were there, she wrapped him in swaddling clothes and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. Look at them! Aren't they awful? And what's that she's doing with the babies? Oh! I don't think it's very nice to put the baby Jesus, because he had colic.
Well, he could have had colic, just like any other baby.
I don't care. It looks awful and they look awful.
So what? They just came a long way, and now they don't have any place to stay, and they have a new baby to worry about.
Who? Ralph and Imogen?
No, Mary and Joseph.
And there were shepherds in the field, keeping watch over their flocks by night. And an angel of the Lord appeared to them. And an angel of the Lord appeared to them. And the glory of the Lord shone round about them, and they were sore afraid when the angel of the Lord appeared to them and said, "Be not dismayed." Hey! Unto you a child is born! It's Jesus! And he's in the barn! Go see him! Over there! And suddenly there was a multitude of the heavenly hosts, praising God and saying, "Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace among men."
And the mountains in reply, echoing their joyous strings, Gloria in excelsis Deo.
And there came wise men from the east to worship him, bringing gifts of gold and frankincense and myrrh. They look awful too. What's that Leroy's got?
It's a ham.
A ham? Oh, but they stole it.
No, I think it's a ham from their welfare basket.
You mean it's their own ham? Well, we must hate ham.
Well, even if they hate ham, Alice, it's the only thing they ever gave away in their whole lives.
Being warned in a dream that they should not return to their own country, the wise men departed another way. The shepherds also departed, praising God for all they had seen and heard. But Mary kept all these things and pondered them in her heart. Beth, look! Mary's crying. Mrs. Bradley? Mary's crying.
Could you believe that was Imogen Herdman and all the rest of them? Irma, this was the best Christmas pageant we've ever had, and I don't know why. I think it was them.
Oh, I always get weepy about the pageant. I guess it's the children and the carols and all. You're right. This is the best one, and it should have been the worst.
There was just something different.
Well, the angel of the Lord is different.
Yes, but you know, I like that. It had lots of spirit. Sometimes you couldn't even hear the angel of the Lord. I must find Grace and tell her.
I just wish now that I let her have Eugene for the baby Jesus.
Who was the baby Jesus?
Why, it was a doll.
I don't think so, Irma. That was no doll.
Well, it did seem real.
It did seem real, as if it might have happened just that way. We all thought the pageant was about Jesus, but that was only part of it. It was about a new baby and his mother and father who were in a whole lot of trouble. No money, no place to go, no doctor, and nobody they knew. And then, arriving from the east, like my uncle from New Jersey, some rich friends. Because of the Herdmans, it was a whole new story. Imogen birthing the baby, and the wise men bringing such a sensible present. After all, they couldn't eat frankincense. And even Gladys, he's in the barn, go see him. So the shepherds didn't have to wander around all over the countryside. But I guess it wasn't like that for Imogen. For her, the Christmas pageant turned out to be all wonder and mystery. as if she just caught on to what Christmas was all about. When it was over, we had a party in the basement, but the Herdmans didn't stay. They didn't have any cocoa, and they didn't walk off with all the cookies, and they wouldn't even take their candy canes.
I guess that's about it. Any kids left downstairs?
No, all the kids went home. You know, you're still wearing your bathrobe. You're not gonna wear that in public, are you?
Why not? Maybe people will think I was a shepherd. I wouldn't mind being taken for a shepherd in this Christmas pageant.
Yes, you would. When it was over, some lady hugged me because I was a shepherd. Should I take this ham?
It's the Herdmans' ham from their welfare basket. But they won't take it back. Leroy said it's a present. You don't take back the present.
Leroy said that? They must hate ham.
You and Alice Wendelken.
What about the lights?
You're on an automatic timer. They'll go off at midnight.
That's not too far away. It's almost Christmas.
Almost Christmas, kids.
Almost Christmas, Charlie.
Praising God with great joy.
Hey! Hey! Unto you